Joining us now, Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser from Small Business and Foreign Affairs, along with the Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police, he's Joe Gamaldi. We're so pleased to have you both back on. Thanks for joining us tonight. Congressman, first to you. We've got both Democrats and Republicans spending massively on the campaign to get rid of Chesa Boudin. Even the former leader of the San Francisco Democrat Party is heading this recall. We've got Asian Americans, Hispanics in San Francisco. They don't want him anymore. Where do you see this going?
Well, from what I see of the polls, I think Boudin is goose is cooked, and for all the right reasons. His prosecution rate has almost been cut in half. He treats criminals like they're the victims, and this has been going on since he got into office. The people are seeing that. Repeat offenders, he's not prosecuting those. The police are becoming demoralized because of it. The number of applicants for police in San Francisco is enormously low, and the funding has been depleted, and of course, crime is going up. So he couldn't really be doing much of a worse job. And you know, it's cause and effect, Liz. You don't support the police, you reduce their funding, crime's going to go up. And we've got a situation similar to that in Philadelphia. We've got a guy by the name of Larry Krasner who's not a lot different, and we're passing legislation in Pennsylvania to make sure he doesn't get a third term.
Yeah, so this could spark something nationwide, Joe. How do you see this? I mean, Joe, people are sick of the crime in California and elsewhere. I mean, homicides in California jumped the most since 1960, and there's a UC Berkeley poll that shows crime and public safety are the top concerns, more than race relations, healthcare, and the pandemic. How do you see this going? Voters are sick of smash mob looting and stealing things by garbage bags, people being stalked to their homes, being robbed in their driveways or in their houses. Where do you see this heading?
Well, I'll tell you right now, hopefully it's headed for Chesa Boudin to be on the unemployment line by the end of the night. But I think what you're going to see is literally a law and order wave sweep across this country, both in these primaries and in the midterms. Because the fact of the matter is the American people are fed up. And we're seeing it in the polling data. Right now, a recent Gallup poll came out that said crime is a concern for Americans at its highest level than it's been in years. A recent Pew Research poll said that Black Americans, their #1 concern, crime. And rightfully so. And yet we still have academics, politicians, activists pushing these zero-consequence criminal justice policies, and they package it by telling the public this is going to help our minority communities, when in fact it does the opposite. Because you know who's disproportionately impacted by violent crime in this country? Black Americans, to the tune of 12 times everyone else. You know what? The American people were not stupid. We see what's going on in our communities. We want safe streets. And the fact of the matter is we're pissed off. So if politicians aren't going to give us what we want and we're not going to get law and order, we're going to find somebody else who will.
You know, to what Joe is saying, Congressman, Americans were locked down. They were shut down, right? They lost their businesses, right? And these really botched lockdowns that were so incompetently done. And then there was this crime wave unleashed by the likes of Boudin. I mean, as you point out, he defended freeing dozens of violent felons from jail. He refused to prosecute crimes like burglary and assault. He ended cash bail, and he targeted cops for prosecution. He did not bring one single conviction for possession with intent to sell drugs, even though fentanyl is soaring in San Francisco as well as other drugs.
Yeah, fentanyl is more of a killer in San Francisco. That is COVID. Homelessness is way up. Every type of crime is way up. Grabbing trash is a household phrase. And you know what else, Liz? The number of applications for guns is way up for the legal use of guns. And I mean like six times, 7 times more than had been before. And San Francisco, like Philadelphia, like New York, are losing their constituents. They're losing their population. People are voting with their feet. They're getting out of there until we reverse course. We need to reverse course on law enforcement. We need to reverse course on our economy. Yeah. We need to reverse course on our border. Long list.
You know, California is a beautiful state. It's also hit with droughts. It's going to be hit with blackouts and brownouts. It's got a high, it seems like it has a high threshold for pain, Joe, when it comes to things like that. But the congressman just mentioned something about illegal guns. When you ignite a crime wave with weak on crime policies, guns pour in, right? People want to protect themselves, right? And also illegal guns pour in, right, Joe? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. We see plenty of illegal guns on the streets, but here's the rub. Because of these woke DAs, because of these activist judges, we're not even enforcing the gun laws we have on the books right now. We're having a national discussion about different gun laws, but we can make an impact right now if we would actually throw the book at people committing violent crimes with guns. We're giving probation to people who are shooting people, probation to people who are committing aggravated robberies with a gun, people that are illegally selling guns, felons in possession of a firearm. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, I mean, here's a novel idea. What if the DAs actually got off their ass, did their job, and prosecuted the laws we had on the books? We might be able to make a huge impact in violent crime.
Well, that's a thought. We'll have you back on to talk about it more, as well as you, Congressman Meuser and Joe Gamaldi. Thank you so much for a great segment there. It's good to have you both back on. We'll see you soon.